guys, I'm Erin Cahill.
And I'm Jason Font.
And you're watching Power Rangers
Academia.
Where does Hasbro go from here?
They need to just get rid of it. Hasbro needs to sell. Straight up. They need to sell, and here's the reason why. Tech literally just went down 8 years. 8 years worth of proof of the lack of concept, I like to call it, okay? Proof of the lack of concept. Because the thing that they proved is that, wow, they really just wasted $500 million to essentially do a whole lot of nothing.
It's Morphin time.
What's going on, everyone? It's your boys back again, once again, for another episode of Power Rangers Academia. Yes, we're here. And you know what? I'm going to start off by saying right now that I'm going to make it my point to be as positive as possible.
That's tough these days, huh?
Yeah. I'm gonna do my best, only because, listen, I know these are dark times for Power Rangers fans, but at the same time, with great power comes great responsibility, as the late great Uncle Ben once said, and all these other characters in Spider-Man once said to, you know, one of the greatest superheroes of all time. That's not debatable. But yes, that applies here, even on a Power Ranger channel. And so,
and to be fair, Spider-Man was a Sentai, so.
And then, hey, there you go. Okay,
that's
I wasn't gonna say it, but that's why JD's here. Okay, so
So as Power Rangers fans, we're starting to get older, and we can't have all that.
Exactly.
We gotta chill these days.
Exactly, because then our own health is on the line, and it's like, nah, we're trying to.
I'm not going to die because of Power Rangers.
Yeah. So like I was saying, we have a lot of things that we're gonna be going over. Tech was the awesome program director, manager that he is, and literally put a concise list of events, a series of events that took place that we're going to be going over with you guys today. Give you guys that recap and our thoughts per usual. And like I said, gonna try to be as positive as possible, because that's honestly all we got, man. It's our own sanity and it's our positivity. And through the future uploads on this channel, we are going to make sure that y'all feel okay too. All right, so
we have gone through trials and tribulations as Power Rangers fans, especially in the past like 6 years, for sure.
yeah 100%. So well, I guess before we hop in, like, how are you guys doing? Like, what's going on?
I'm good.
You know, same. Like I've had a couple of days to kind of like come down off the whole perplexed over Ninja Kid situation, just to find out the next day that the second part of episode 1 came out. So, but this isn't about that.
It's not.
Maybe we'll revisit that.
Let's talk about that.
That's true. But I mean, like the episode itself, we'll get to it when we get to it. But,
sure.
But everything else, though, we'll talk about. But
I'm cool though. I'm pretty excited actually. I'm going to San Francisco next week.
Nice for Worlds, right? Yeah, nice. That's what's up.
I'm not that cracked at Pokemon yet. Spectating.
That's fair.
But it should be fun. It's kind of crazy, like all the stuff that obviously it's my first time going. Like you have to do it. Like there's like a damn near raffle to even get in, to like get tickets, and then like apparently like the Sunday finals, kind of like Evo, it's in a different arena. It's in where the Warriors play, in the Chase Center. And so like I couldn't even get tickets to that, which kind of pissed me off, but like it is what it is. Like I couldn't get tickets to that. And then like there's the Pokemon Center, like where you get all the merch and stuff.
Yep.
You have to like reserve tickets for that. Luckily I did, but I saw a lot of people on Twitter that are mad that they weren't able to get reserved tickets for that. And then like what else? There's like panels and stuff, because it's a tournament, but it's also a con at this point,
right?
Basically, like Pokemon convention, and like there's like panels and like activities to do, and you have to like RSVP for them, and like
OD.
a lot of people didn't get in any of them. it's kind of sad.
Yeah,
Like
I'd be hyped.
if you look up Pokemon Worlds on Twitter and just look at what people are saying, like
Rants.
just rant,
Thanks.
literally, yeah. Rants.
Wow. That does
should still have
suck.
fun.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's how it is, especially in the Pokemon community. Like, I feel like Pokemon is one of the like the top scalper markets out there currently.
Yo, I don't know if you guys have seen it.
Yeah, with the
The
donuts.
Krispy Kreme, the Krispy
Yeah.
Kreme collab.
Dude, Crystal showed me those Johns literally today.
people
I
are
was
selling-
like, what?
People are selling a dozen donuts for $90. I was like, yo,
Yeah,
that's
I'm
crazy.
like, come on now, like it's not worth it. It's
Dude,
really not.
they're gonna go bad and get stale and probably stink after a bit. Like, these are not collector's items. Like, these are things you're supposed to eat. I can't stand
the part
it.
that frustrates me is that, like, similar to like all these things, right? Like, these are things that we grew up with and we have like immense nostalgia and or care for, but like at a
Mhm.
certain point, I don't know who it is exactly. Like, I feel like I could point fingers in a lot of directions, but like they're turning a lot of these things into things that are just hard to enjoy because they're trying to make money.
That part.
And it's like even with movie tickets,
That-
it's like it should, like when Dune, sorry, like this is like a slight off topic thing, but it's like when Dune 2 came out, nobody cared. Like, I was able to get IMAX tickets easy. But
Right.
now, because the Odyssey like sold a lot, because everybody suddenly knows about 70 millimeter, because there has been videos on it.
Yeah.
Now everybody knows what it is because the whole thing went viral. So people bought Odyssey tickets and started scalping those, and then they bought Spider-Man tickets and started scalping those, and they
That
bought
is facts.
Avengers tickets, started scalping those. Now they're scalping Dune tickets. Like, nobody cares about Dune. Like, I mean, like, the movies are great. I love
Yeah,
Dune.
yeah,
I want to
yeah.
see it, but it's
But
like,
to
but
that
Dune's
extent,
not that type of hype. You know what I mean? It just suddenly became
sad.
that because now people are
It's the-
trying to make money.
it's the
But
world we
anyway,
live in.
It is
Like,
the it is the
Pokemon,
it
yeah.
like I said, guys, positive, right? But hey, we got we,
Good times.
we got caught. We got
but-
caught.
but you know
We're
what?
grumpy old men.
Nah, listen, no. That's fair. That's fair, and I don't consider. No, you're wrong. We're not grumpy
no.
old men. We are we are concerned fans for
Concerned, yes.
for the things that we are just naturally trying to enjoy, just like anyone else. And
Yes.
I will add to what you guys are saying that I really do feel like there needs to be better regulations when it comes to like purchasing things at this point, because and it sucks to even have this conversation, but the reality is like there's only but so much in quantity that I guess these companies can actually produce. And even that at that point, it's still virtually a lot and enough for fans to just walk into a Walmart or a Target or wherever that they can get whatever it is that they can get and just not have to worry about it selling out for whatever reason, you know? Like,
Yeah.
unfortunately, this is how it is, and it sucks, but it kind of relates back to Tech bringing up like the whole thing with like Worlds and like how they have to do like lotteries and stuff like that. Like I have a cousin who he went to Japan last year for his honeymoon with his wife, and he told me when he came back, I was like, bro, how was it? Because he actually, I don't know if he still does it, but he was collecting Pokemon cards and like,
Mhm.
and he just liked ripping packs and all that kind of stuff, right? So he was like, bro, they didn't even let me get a box. I'm like, what? He's like, no, seriously, like they ask you how many packs do you want, and then you tell them like there is no box to buy. You just say, oh, I want like 12 packs or however many is in a box if you were trying to like replicate a box. But then they just go somewhere in the store and then just count. And then they're like, here you go. That is how it works. And
That's crazy.
it's unfortunate that that's literally how it has to be. But the thing that I'll end it on, and then we'll move on to like, the Power Ranger stuff here. But hey, you know what? Having like these little tangents is it helps create that connection to our audience that we are real people with real interests, and actually care about, so this is a part of who we are, okay? It's not always Morphin time, all right?
There's a lot of crossover because like
100%.
That is
all
true.
these things
Yeah.
came out at the same time and like
Literally,
affected us in this like similar ways.
100%.
Like
If you like Power Rangers, you probably liked Pokemon too.
yeah.
Like, so check this out, right? Like I have this thing now where this might be me, but I feel like this maybe for a lot of people should be implemented into their like mentality more so than not. And it's the idea that like if I'm a fan of something and if I have the means and I go to the store and I see it and I'm like, yo, I'm buying this, right? Dope. I have the right to do it. I'm a fan. I like it. I love it, whatever. And it's now mine. It's in my collection, whatever. Now, then there can be something else that I'm not necessarily like a huge fan of, but I will think to myself, like, do I actually want this just so that I have it? Or do I want to leave this there so that an actual fan of this could see it and then buy it? Right? And this actually just happened to me the other day where, like, just full disclosure, I'm still broke. So that's that has not changed. But I have a very loving wife to be who just sometimes should just be seeing things and should be like, oh, get this. I'd be like, I'm still broke. What are you talking about? She's like, no. Like, I will get it for you. And I'm like, but no, like, stop. Like, come on. So anyway, there were these two canvas art like board things, right? They're pretty size, like big poster size. And one was Spider-Man and one was Batman. And I'm not here to start this whole debate, but as a fan of superheroes, I've always loved Spider-Man more, respectfully.
Yeah.
And so, like, I was like, I'm trying, if you're making me pick, I'm definitely trying to go with the Spider-Man. But then she was like, but you know what? I feel like you kind of need both. And I'm like, but why? And she's like, well, the artwork matches for one, and it just looks sick. And I know you like Batman. I'm like, yeah, I know, but like, I cannot consider myself a huge Batman fan only because I know that there's bigger fans of Batman out there. So I would still want, a true, real fan. Like, bro, I got a whole Spider-Man display right there. Okay, it's like you can't hide that fandom part of it. I don't have a Batman display or nothing like that. So either way, but that's kind of like the idea that I'm trying to instill into others, like, and really to like the scalpers, because it's just like, bro, if you're not actually into it, like, you are literally preventing someone else who actually wants it for what it is, not to resell, not to do all this, mumbo jumbo stuff,
just
and
to enjoy it.
Yeah, like
just as a fan, it's like, there's a lot of people who are consuming these things with the pride, like the pure idea of like they just want to make money off of it, or they want to hold and see how much value that it can get. And I kind of learned that because like they're it doesn't matter. All I know is it's kind of like a toxic mindset in the sense that it kind of messes up fandom,
exactly.
And as people that like are in fandoms, and I assume a lot of people partake in at least one or two fandoms like this, like you got to just like remember why you're in the fandom in the first place, and I guess to put a positive spin on it is like, for Power Rangers, we never had to deal with anything like this. So there's that,
Yeah.
Like usually when those Lightning figures were on sale, like it was relatively easy to snag those. Like
it was.
That was probably the closest thing we got to like the scalping issues, but it wasn't even that. It was just like you just have to be out. You just be there when the drop happens, and then you wait.
Yeah,
that was about it.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. So that was a nice little warm up just to get the vocals going for all of us right now. So Tech, it is now. I'm turning it over to you. Start us off with this timeline of I guess we could call this the Morphin Grid series of unfortunate events.
Yes.
We want to go straight to the.
Actually, my bad. You get wherever you want to start. We can start with the light stuff first, and then we can do that last if you want.
Okay. I think that's gonna take the longest.
Yeah.
That's
Okay. Cool.
That's gonna be the most fun to talk about.
Yeah.
So if you want to, since you're talking about Lightning Collection, I guess this isn't Lightning Collection, but
folds off around. bleeds into
So-
each other.
If you guys didn't see, Playmates, you know, the current holder of Power Rangers toy rights, they started a Kickstarter for a combinable Dragon Zord toy.
Mm-hmm.
And even like that alone, like when I first read that, I was kind of confused because I was like, how much money does Playmates have? Why do they need to do this? Like when Boom Comics did those like the Power Ranger comic Kickstarters, I didn't have a
Right.
problem with that because like I know that
Yeah.
Boom isn't like super huge, and then, you know, I contributed. I literally got the I think the highest tier,
Right.
and so like I didn't have a problem with that. And even like so like this, I don't know what Playmates net worth is.
Yeah, that's a good question, I
But-
suppose.
Yeah, I guess I'll check it out. Shit, I'll go for the quick answer. Oh, not that Playmates. They're showing me.
Yo,
It's not me. Never mind.
that's a completely different tangent.
Never mind. All right. That'll have to be an answer for
Godlike.
later.
I'm keeping that in, by the way. I'm not cutting that part out. That's so good.
But anyway, so this Kickstarter, so this was first announced back in July.
Mm.
Yeah, it was like a month ago. Yeah, almost like literally a month ago it was announced.
Mm-hmm.
But the funny part about it, I guess before we talk about the actual Kickstarter and like what we think about it, the funny part about it was like the pictures from the announcement. People were already seeing like AI stuff on, you know, like which nothing new to Power Rangers these days, unfortunately.
Oh,
It was like a ton of
gosh.
like AI stuff. It was even like on the box, like it said like Mega Dragon Zorb, and like all
Forgot
the
about that.
pictures you could see that it wasn't the real, like a real picture. But fast forward to now, like the Kickstarter started I think like a day or two ago. They're currently at 286,000.
Out of what's the goal?
The goal is 400,000.
Oh, wow. So it actually made half,
No, it's
more
not
than
yet.
half.
It says 2,890 as of right now, backers. But with everything in Power Rangers, there always has to be some type of controversy, right? Like even if the AI thing wasn't enough, there's even more controversy.
Uh-huh.
So like the thing that people realized was that I guess like for some people they wouldn't care, but you know, like when the Dragon Zord turns into Dragon Zord battle mode,
It has
apparently
a
he
new
doesn't
face.
have the he doesn't get the face. Like it just stays as the regular Dragon Zord face, which like I guess some people would be like, oh wow, what a nerd, shut up, like just buy it. But that actually is kind of stupid. Like if I'm paying all this money
Exactly.
for this figure,
Exactly.
at least be like somewhat accurate.
That is completely fair to want what you're paying for to be the right
Yeah.
thing. It's like going into like a dollar store and you clearly know this is not Power Rangers. This is an actual knockoff. So that's what you pay for. I'm not trying to
like-
pay like top dollar for like what effectively looks like a knockoff. It's like it's like an inaccurate representation of the thing that you grew up watching or you watched on TV at some point.
Exactly. Like
You
I just
know?
sent the picture in the Discord. Like it even as someone that's not like super anal about
It just
figure
looks wrong.
stuff,
Yeah.
it looks stupid. Like,
Well,
the
here,
way it looks.
so here's one thing, and again, don't worry, guys. I'm still trying to stay positive here, okay? But I will say that the positive thing out of this toy specifically, right? This would be a very unique way into weaning out the fake fans, because imagine a scenario where someone buys this and then they start making their social posts for the engagement, right? And they're just like, oh yeah, Dragon Zord battle mode, one of my favorite Zords of all time, but they're serious. And then all you see is the replies from us being like, does anyone want to tell them? Does anyone want to fill them in on, that's not necessarily the, I mean, most of it is, that the chest piece, the kneecaps, and, the fact
Yeah.
that it's you know, effectively, I mean, you know what's crazy is that just by looking at this really looks more like they just took the base Dino Megazord and just slapped on Dragonzord's head with the chest piece, and that's it. And obviously, like the kneecaps part too. But like, from what I remember, Dragonzord Battle Mode looked a little bit more distinct in comparison to the Dino Megazord. So
yeah, the separate face.
Separate face, of course. Yeah, that was definitely one of the bigger
like,
changes.
I guess like the color scheme, like, but it did make it kind of feel unique.
Yeah,
for sure. But I guess the good part is that Playmates has already put out, you know, like an update on the Kickstarter. So we had Playmates are thrilled. The worldwide fan support of the Dragonzord. Skip some of this. It says the very first model has arrived in our U.S. office late last week. So improvements are needed. Some details are missing. We have received a first round of comments from Hasbro, and now we have yours. A new model is being developed soon. It could be 2 to 3 weeks to, you know. So like, at least it looks like they're taking accountability, and it seems like they're trying to fix it. Because like honestly, I have nothing against Playmates. Like, I feel like they have been doing like solid so far in their line. Like, for what it is, like it is like not supposed to be.
I expected a lot
premium
less.
line. Yeah.
And granted, it's like I still don't necessarily know who it's for, because like it's Mighty Morphin stuff that would most likely appeal to collectors, but kids, it's like the kids, you know, kids, sure, like you can argue and say like kids have exposure to Mighty Morphin through the YouTube channel and whatever, but like I feel like the only kids that might get into Mighty Morphin are the ones who have parents. Well, yeah, right, but it's like the ones who have parents who push it on them. It's like I'm sure there's a lot of millennial parents who are like, oh, I grew up with Power Rangers and I liked it, so give this a try. But is that enough to justify its whole branding? You know, but I still respect the fact that it exists. You know, it's like at least it's not nothing.
I haven't currently bought any Playmates lines, but I remember recently, I don't know if we talked about it on here, but I think we did actually. Did they recently like announce that they're coming out with a Zeo line?
I think, I remember hearing something Zeo related. I don't know if was that the 03 maybe?
No, I think Playmates did announce a Zeo line.
Okay.
03, I think they did that as well. I mean, they do. They've been doing a lot too. But I think it's cool that they're doing that. And it would be cool. I mean, if they keep doing all the other seasons, that'd be dope.
I mean, it would be. It is cool. Like, in, I guess, a weird hindsight, that's like, okay, sure, we are getting new toys of the seasons that like we grew up with, but like to like JD's point, it's like it's very like, I don't know, it's very hard to understand the motive and the actual direction of why they make the decisions that they do for the products that they put out. Because it's like, you would think, okay, if they were really trying to appeal to kids, they wouldn't do any Mighty Morphin Power Ranger toys, especially at the Playmates level. And, you know, with all due respect, but it's just like, when you have companies like 3-0 that they're putting like high quality, like production value into their figures, and even going back to like the Lightning collection before they completely diminished their own, you know, quality in their products, like Playmates really gives off like toys that are meant for actual kids that are very, very young. Like, I'm talking like 5 at the highest and under, probably 4 and under realistically. But like they're still doing Mighty Morphin because like the brand is Mighty Morphin because they're the most recognizable, blah 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 blah. But like, are they though? Like, they're recognizable to us because that's what we grew up with. But like if I was them, and it's like, okay, if I'm going down this cheap route and I'm trying to make these toys for the actual kids and the new generation of Power Ranger fans, dude, I'd be making toys of all the Nick era stuff. Like I would think, what was the latest season, right? That was Dino Fury and Cosmic Fury. Where are all of their stuff? Like they basically got like the bare bones for what you would expect. Like every season would get toys, but they would get whatever, you know, low end quality figures, and they would just put them out there that you would find in like Walmart or whatever, and then that's it. Like they didn't get anything special. Go ahead.
I don't think Cosmic Fury ever got toys.
And honestly, I'm not. That doesn't
No, it got
surprise me.
Zords. I think.
Yeah, like
Didn't
actual like
Zords
figures.
come out? But yeah, figures.
I definitely didn't get Lightning Collection figures because that was the funny thing. Because like you remember, people said that they made the suits like that for action
for
figures,
toys,
and they never came out.
Ironically, we could have got our orange. Our Yellow Ranger with the pointy mask anyway.
Yeah,
But I was actually going to argue though, like to me, it might be an easier sell for them to like just do an anthology of Zords than Rangers themselves, right? Because like at least you got the mecha idea, you know, where it's like that might be a little bit more generally appealing than just seeing like people in suits. Like maybe like it'll be easier to sell like your animal Zords, your car Zords, your dinosaurs stuff, you know, and kids might like that. I don't know. Like I don't have any data to support that, but it's like if they just were to go down the line and do like a affordable line of Zords from like seasons that have easily marketable stuff, it would be, you know, it might do okay. You know, like I could see them doing like Wild Force Zords at a cheap scale, and that they have a lot to go off of because there was like a ton of them. There's like 15 to 20 of like Wild Force Zords, and it's all animals.
It's funny you mentioned that. You mentioned what was it, Wild Force, JD, because Japan, they literally just revealed that they're releasing a brand new Wild Force, Gao Ranger, right?
Gao Ranger,
they're releasing a brand new Gao Ranger Zord that never came out. It was like one of those like
I think I heard about this.
Yeah, it's I don't know if it was a fan made Zord, but it was a Zord that a lot of fans I guess wanted over the years, and they just decided, yeah, let's just do it. Like that's awesome. Like that is so cool. But of course, you know, positive. Trying to stay positive. I'm trying to stay positive. Trying to stay positive, bro.
Power positivity.
Yeah. There's not too much to talk about with that. I mean, hopefully people get, you know, what they wanted with that. Playmates, I don't got any beef with Playmates. Hopefully,
so wait, one thing I want to jump in on with the Playmates while we're here. Guys in the comments, okay? Anyone that's watching this, listening to this, wherever you're getting some Power Rangers Academia, I want to know if you guys want our in-hand reviews of any of these Playmates figures. Realistically, and I'm talking like you want us to actually get any of the toys, bring it on to any of these videos, and actually do our actual impressions of it. Like to see, like, how does this compare to a Lightning collection figure, or how does it just feel in general? You know what I'm saying?
I was considering getting the Morpher, just to have like a cheaper one.
Yeah, well, I tell you right now, ain't nothing gonna be better than this, bro.
Yeah, the diecast one.
That's the Bandai one, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. This was the last time they really cared.
You could give the Bandai compared to the Lightning Collection compared to the Playmates.
Yeah, because I have the Lightning Collection Master Morpher, and it's definitely not as good as quality as.
Wow, really? I have it too, and I never opened it. It's in the box still. Damn. Well, yeah. Let us know in the comments if that's something you'd be interested in us doing, and you know.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it actually looks good.
It looks good, but you could tell it's like plastic and not not die-cast, you know. But it still looks nice. Like it's a good prop.
Yeah. Well, that's why I keep this thing on me. You know, I keep it in good.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. Yo, you remember Tech when we commentated? Yeah, I brought these Johns with me. That's the only
yeah,
time.
that's why I would get the Playmates one, just to have one that I could bring around, and not have the fear of
Oh,
like,
that's true.
breaking or,
Yeah.
you know, losing, or if I lost that, I wouldn't care. I'll just keep moving. But if I lost one of those, I'd be pissed. I'd be like,
Oh,
yeah,
that'd be
my
super
diecast ones at the office.
yeah. But yeah, we can keep moving, just to keep it concise. I mean, there's not a ton to talk about with this because we literally just came out with a video on it. But yeah, Ninja Kids did come out. We yeah, check that out, guys. We did a reaction to the first episode.
Yeah, we watched it.
Once again, as everything Power Rangers, there was drama on the Ninja Kids episode. I guess the thing was mirrored line props. Even aside from, you know, the AI and all that. I mean, that's in itself. We kind of talked about that already. But there's a user on Twitter. He said that Ninja Kids stole from them and used their art without getting any credit.
Right.
I don't know if they said if there anything came out with it after that. Oh yeah, here it is. My bad. There was an update. This is kind of crazy, actually. Okay, so this is what Ninja Kids said to mirrored line props when they responded, right? It said, the only people to escalate this to are Hasbro. Their position is that they don't need permission because they own the IP that the designs are based on. Ninja Kids commends you for your work, and even though we have no ability to fix the situation with Hasbro, we want to do the right thing, community. Is there an honest fee? You know, okay. That's actually cool. So they're at least offering to pay them. It will come out of our pocket as we spend everything received on production. We intend to spend a lot more of our own money on production to the cease and desist. So I guess like also there's a lot going on here, because like also I know part of this had to do with the fact that you know, like, so originally Ninja Kids was commissioned to make this show to help promote the Playmates line.
Right.
And, you know, like they did their thing. They got like Toku J, you know, do the suits, and then I guess, you know, they did whatever else. And then the Ninja Kids owners straight up said like they're only 10% through making it. You know, like that's when the AI trailer came out and everybody, that was the, you know, the backlash with all that. I mean, it wasn't finished because he even said like that was the video that got leaked was just supposed to be a pitch to Hasbro. And then Hasbro cease and desisted it because they felt like it looked too similar to the Disney Plus series, which never came out. And it's kind of just funny in retrospect because you're like, you just canceled this thing because it looked too similar to something else that you're doing that never came out. And now that that's over, it is coming out, and it's shitty because they didn't get to finish it because you cease and desisted somebody that you're actively working with. I don't know. It's just a lot.
What a mess.
I don't know.
It's,
Just
like, it's such a crazy situation.
Yeah.
When I try to like even summarize all this, I'm confusing myself. But yeah, even with this, I mean, you guys can look into it yourself too. I don't even want to read all this, but it's just kind of crazy.
Fair. Yeah, no, that's I mean,
I guess to an extent, sorry, not to interrupt you, but I guess like to an extent, Hasbro isn't wrong. Like,
yeah,
if you do fan art of something, they own the IP, so like if you can't, you know, like profit off it.
Right.
But it's just kind of shitty to like just use somebody's work without crediting them in any way.
Yeah, exactly. Because I guess on one hand, like if you have like a fan made thing and then you want to use another fan's work, which I guess you could argue that's what the Ninja Kids thing was, but Hasbro themselves probably doesn't have to, but they're also being kind of like dickheads about it in a sense where it's like
it's like very below the belt.
Probably like yeah, like there's a good way or like an amicable way to go about it, where it's like you could give him a blessing, or
Yeah.
maybe if there's like a legality to it that is out of your control, you don't have to be like you know standoffish to
Even
that
if you're
point.
not paying them, you can just all it takes is just putting a name
A little
in the
shout
credit
out in the
line.
credits, yeah,
Like,
man. That's it. That's what I was gonna say. It's really not that hard, and I find it weird only because like I've noticed other companies, whenever, well, actually no, other companies encourage fan art because
yeah,
it's free press, you know.
literally, yeah.
It's and and usually it's like all of the really talented artists that do really good stuff for them, just because they love it, they end up
Yeah.
getting like a like and a retweet, you know, a repost, or you know, like you'll have people like Capcom straight up just have, hey, we're having an artist contest, and if yours is really good, it'll just be featured in the game Street Fighter 6, and you get like all these artists coming out the woodwork, like really putting out their like amazing pieces, and
Mhm.
obviously all that does is it effectively helps create more brand awareness, and it's like they get it, but then like you have these people like at Hasbro where it's like, all in all, I feel like this whole predicament may have been handled very differently had the guy that wanted Power Rangers died. Right? Like if he never died, I don't know the dude's name off the top of my head, but he was like one of the heads at
Goldberg.
Hasbro or something like that.
Mhm.
He was the one who vouched for Hasbro to
Oh,
bring on Power Rangers, and he unfortunately passed. And now that he's no longer there to kind of like be the oomph that they need or whatever, they're just kind of stuck. Like they, as in the people that are at Hasbro right now, are stuck with this thing that they just don't really care about that much, and they really don't know what to do with it. So it's like something like that'll happen where it's like, yeah, you have a fan that made designs for a thing that they obviously don't own, but it's just like the principle of, you know, you're creating bad faith by doing something like that, by like really like, you know, coming up with your suit and tie and being like, actually, you're not allowed to do that. So instead of suing you, we're just gonna use it and call it even. And
yeah,
it's just not a good look overall for the brand itself, you know. Like, and trust me, trying
yeah.
to stay positive, but I'm just being constructive with this, you know, just like analyzing it as it sounds or as it really seems. So I don't know, I don't know.
But
Sucks.
yeah. Season, I mean, episode 1, part 2, is out now. We'll
Yeah, came out right after we uploaded our reaction.
yeah. So yeah, if you guys want to see us react to that too, just let us know. There's nothing else to do. Might as well.
Oh,
Maybe we can revisit it after it's done. You know, we have
Yeah,
our
that'd
first
be cool.
impressions, and then like
But
if
I
one of
will
us
say
finishes it,
that makes me a little happier because like we were also very confused. I actually just watched back the episode. We were also very confused when we finished it. We were like, I think I literally said like I can't even like judge this or rate this because like I have no idea what was going on. So like
yeah.
now that we know that that wasn't even the full episode, maybe that gives me some more faith in, you know, understanding it a bit more.
So what I'm doing right now on the side here is I am just going back to our video, the Ninja Kids Power Rangers reaction, and I am checking the comments. And I can confirm so far there is not a single person that has mentioned that they want us to continue reacting to Ninja Kids. So there you have it. We can move on with our lives.
they've made peace with it.
Well, I will watch the second half of
Yeah.
episode 1 in
Yeah,
my
we
own
got the tech
time.
update.
Maybe when I'm at work.
Yeah.
But yeah. But yeah, you got, is everybody good on? I mean, there's not much to talk about with that. It's just Hasbro being Hasbro, I guess.
Yeah, unfortunately. That's yeah.
But yeah, you kind of got us started talking about because you're mentioning Brian Goldner,
Ah, right.
the
Him.
former
Yeah.
CEO of Hasbro. But yeah, I guess we can kind of transition that into what we were talking about next. And the news that is not any surprise. I mean, really, the news that brought us all here today. It said like this is a wedding or something. The opposite is divorce.
We are
Brought
gathered
us all
here today to mourn the death of Power Rangers.
See, my bad. Not a divorce. It's a funeral.
Yeah.
But do you want me to read this, or do you guys want to read this? It's just a deadline article. I was just gonna skim through.
Yeah,
it.
go ahead. Yeah.
Cool. All right. So this honestly, I don't. It's kind of funny. We talked about this. I think there was rumors of this being like being deaded like a couple weeks ago, right? Because we kind of talked about it, and I think like when we mentioned it in our chat, like I even was like, what are you guys talking about? Like, there's people saying that this is canceled. Why would anybody say that? Like, I think I said something like that. So, like me personally, this actually caught me by surprise. I don't know if I'm the only one that was stupid enough to think that this is that it was getting canceled. But yeah, I'm sure everybody has heard the Power Rangers live action series not moving forward at Disney Plus
after a long time of just like stalling
waiting
out.
Oh yeah, we'll get into that.
Yeah, it's just we have this.
We'll get into the timeline.
Yeah, take us back to the beginning where it all started.
I'll read a little bit of the article first.
Okay.
So it says yeah, Disney Plus is not proceeding with its live action Power Ranger series. It says the project, written and executive produced by Percy Jackson and the Olympians, executive producer showrunners Jonathan E. Steinberg and Don Schatz, was set up for development at the Disney streamer about a year and a half ago with sibling 20th Century Television studio. It will not be going past the development stage. Also, a little ironic how at this point I've watched a lot of projects by these directors that were supposed to.
Yeah, you was doing your homework, bro.
And it basically, like, even with Entwistle, I watched all those Entwistle shows that were on Netflix. Right? And now I watched Percy Jackson for these guys. And
for nothing, bro.
Well, I heard at least it was good, but
yeah. Honestly, I'll say that I didn't waste my time because, like, I even the Entwistle shows I liked, like End of the World, or I forget what the other one's called, but they were actually pretty fun to watch, and like Percy Jackson was fun to watch too. But it's just kind of funny, a little ironic. But it says, so the kicker here, according to sources, I'm the irony here. According to sources, the reasons for the past are not so much creative than they are business, aka budget related. Mounting a high-end live-action superhero series of the caliber of Power Rangers is a major investment, the economics of which are not as favorable when the streamer and or producing studio do not own the IP, which is the case here. I didn't actually read through this all the way. Does that mean Disney wants to get Power Rangers back?
So, all right, hold on.
I'll finish. We'll react to that. Let me.
Okay, all right.
I know you want to go.
I do have something to like. I feel like I know, but go ahead. If you want to finish it, then just go ahead.
I'll just at least finish this paragraph. Okay.
Yeah.
Which is the case here. The Power Rangers brand is owned by Hasbro, which has been looking to get a live-action series adaptation off the ground, with Netflix taking a crack at it several years ago. That's at least true. Once focused entirely on exploiting Disney properties, Disney Plus have been increasing, opening up the scale to outside IP. And... okay, yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah.
Okay. So the one thing I want to add to that is, and again, I try, like I said, we're trying to stay positive, right? But
yeah,
when I smell something funny, I'm gonna say it, right? So the funny thing that I smell is that Disney Plus, this is about Disney Plus now. They're trying to put the blame on Disney Plus in that, oh, budget, we want it to be high profile and da-da-da-da, and we just don't have it right now. That's bull, and you know that's bull.
Yeah. I think it's more like they're saying that they could do it, but we don't own this franchise. So even if we do something like that, we won't be getting all the money. Like if we owned it, we'll get all the money. But like we're splitting it with Hasbro. Like this is not good business sense to put all this money into a project because Hasbro's not doing anything. Like Hasbro is just letting them do it while they make it, pay the writers, pay the actors, do this, all this, and then we're only getting half.
Yeah, it's like so it's there's obviously there obviously
Whatever it
needs to
is.
be like some sort of negotiation between the two parties because like it's not like this is anything new. Like
Yeah.
they already have a working relationship with Sony for Spider-Man's sake, right?
Yeah.
Like when it comes down
That's
to
good.
like the
That's a good
MCU.
point.
Okay?
Yeah.
So it's like Disney when they see real value, they will make the negotiations and work it out to get it to happen. Because let's face it, if they saw a lot of value, and when I say a lot of value, I'm talking about a lot of value into Power Rangers, they would have made something happen. But they want to
Yeah.
use the excuse of, oh, we don't own this, so therefore we're not going to go through with it. But think about it. Hasbro has had no real movement with anything with the TV show and or movie since they've basically acquired this entire brand of Power Rangers. So
Mm.
when I hear something like that, to me the first thing outside of everything I just said that comes to mind is that well, if it was really up to a budget scenario. Oh, and it relates to the whole like idea of oh we don't own this blah blah blah. Blah. Okay, you want to know that the funny part about Disney and their initiatives now, what recently came out is that, and I know this because of course like I have my ears to all the things Marvel going on, and it's that they've already made the moves into this new wave of how they are producing and releasing content for their Marvel side of things.
That's a
So
good point. I know where you're going. Yeah.
they downsized on all of the surplus, which is all the movies and TV shows that they would release in a crazy amount per year. They've said, okay, we're not doing that anymore. We're going to focus on the stuff that we know people really, really care about and want. And now it just recently came out that they're now going to start doing animated series more. And funny how that works because what's the one thing Power Rangers fans have been waiting for and what they've been saying that we wanted? An animated series. So again, this just tells me and it shows me that they don't see that much value in even making something work out with Hasbro. They're just gonna use the oh we don't own it excuse. It's just an excuse ultimately.
Yeah, I kind of feel like it's they probably looked at the investment and just figured like it wasn't worth it. Like and that's kind of what I was trying to say the day of because like obviously the initial reaction is like super salty, right? But like if you look at it just from a logical lens, like if you're Disney and then you look at these things in development and you have this like let's say they have like a baseline of quality that they're trying to hit, right? Like if we're talking Percy Jackson, right? I don't know what the budget on Percy Jackson is, but even if they're doing like a fraction of a Percy Jackson budget for Power Rangers, but when you consider Power Rangers, you need special effects, you need
I'm sure it would have to be way
CG,
higher.
you need to have like martial art, like you need to have like a bunch of things, and because like they don't, it's not like they wanted it to look like what we've had before, right? Like they were
Right.
probably trying to level it up. So, but you look at that and really the only way that probably ever would have happened is like if you had someone at the top who was like fighting for it. Like you would have needed somebody at the top who was like, no, like I believe in this. I need to see it through. Even if it didn't work, like but you need that guy that's going to stick up for it and make sure that it happens at any cost, despite the fact that they probably would take a loss on it. But when you have a bunch of talking heads who are just like, oh, like, what is this brand? Power Rangers? Do kids care about this? They probably had a survey, probably figured it wasn't worth it. And it was just like, like, let's cut our losses. You know, and to be fair, I think Disney Plus also has a problem with their programming in general because they put out a lot of stuff that is mediocre at best. You know,
Right.
I'm not even talking about like the Marvel stuff, or
yeah.
like I'm just talking about as a whole. Like Disney Plus has a lot of original content that nobody cares about. Like
And that's
even
yeah.
like you know, like Proud Family. Like I remember when that came out, I was excited. I watched like an episode maybe, and like animation was great, but I don't know anybody that really like stuck with it. You know, and granted, I think it has like a decent amount of seasons, so people was watching it, but it was like it didn't hit the demographic I think they were trying to get. Like I think they were trying to get millennials, and they probably got like some cross section of it. But for
It's
Power
everybody's
Rangers,
doing
like,
reboots now, man.
yeah, and like, but like Power Rangers is such a unique thing where it's like if you don't do it right, then you're gonna take a big loss because that's a huge budget. And like we've said, it probably would be easier for them to do it animated, but for whatever reason they're averse to it.
And but bro, like that's
Disney's probably not going to be the people to do it, you know, at this point.
Yeah,
I guess not. Like, and that's the part where it's so like I mentioned before, it's so revealing to me because they just announced that the reason why they're going with an animated approach, like focus, is because to them it's cheaper. So if it costs them less, then theoretically it shouldn't even be that big of a deal to do a Power Rangers animated series too, right? But even at that point, that's how they look at Power Rangers. Like, it's still not worth it. It's still not worth it to do a less expensive version of a very popular brand. So we're cooked. Like, that's just how it goes. We just have to hold that.
Also, like, I'm surprised that you guys didn't mention it, but like, it's kind of funny that to see the whole irony of the whole situation, because Power Rangers through its entire life has been notorious for being only possible to have been going on for 30 years because of how cheap it was to make. Like through the whole life, like that's why. Like Power Rangers obviously was successful in the beginning.
Yeah,
it probably had like it was probably just barely, you know, like profitable enough to keep going. But like the reason why it was going on for so long was because it was so cheap. Because you know, reusing Sentai scenes and all that. Like half the show was already made, so all it did was just, you know, we all know how Power Rangers made.
And now look at where Sentai is.
Yeah, that too. But like we're at a point where
dirt.
like if you want to make a new Power Rangers, it's incredibly expensive.
Yeah,
you have to do all this. I don't know, it's just kind of funny. It's just a hilarious conundrum or whatever.
You know, yo, check this out. And people in the comments, let me know if you think this is a crazy idea. Imagine if we live in a world where I'm Saban comes in, saves the day one more time, buys it back, but not only does he buy it back, but he then calls up his friends over in Japan and says, "Hey, let's bring back Super Sentai," so that he could do the same shit he did for so many years and wait for them to do a season. He's like, but you guys first. You guys first. Come out with a season. Yeah, I mean, that's the formula we're used to anyway. So it's like, yeah, like let's do it. And plus, if he really wanted to, he'd be like, you know what? Why don't we let you guys get ahead? So it's like it's almost like how it used to be with anime. It's like, oh, you got to wait for the manga to get ahead. So let's wait for the Sentai to get ahead. So during that downtime, we could just adapt the seasons that we never got. And
yeah, I was about to say you don't even have to do a new season. There's like 15 or so seasons that were never adapted.
Oh, well, yeah, if you're going to throw in all the oldies, then yeah, there's a lot. But like I was even referring to like some of the newer stuff like Kira Major and Ryu Soldier we did.
No, I'm not even talking about like the ones before Zoo Range. I mean like since, you know, like after, because when they stopped.
Are you talking about Sentai when the Sentai stopped?
No, I mean like that we stopped. It doesn't matter, but yeah, we're talking about the same thing. There's a bunch of seasons that they haven't even adapted that they could, if they wanted to. If they wanted to go, you know, go back to the cheap method.
Yeah,
but I don't know. It's just kind of funny. It's kind of sad. And then I guess before we talk about the whole timeline, what do you guys think about this? the breaking news is like I think it was the same day or this is not news. This is a rumor, but it says that Matt Damon may be the reason the Disney Plus Power Rangers reboot was canceled. According to Hollywood insider Jeff Snyder, he believes that the Disney Plus Power Rangers reboot was due to the studio's developing a similar film that will have Matt Damon play a superhero that teams up with a young cast of color-coded costumes that fight kaijus. The wholly original movie has no official connection to Power Rangers, but I'm told it's a very clear influence, and the comparisons will definitely be made.
You know, if they want to go out of their way to make an entirely new thing, but it's completely, they worded it in such a way where it's like, oh, it's clearly inspirational. No. If they're ripping it off of Power Rangers, why not just do Power Rangers?
Power Rangers, right?
It's new. It's new and shiny. You know, you can't just we love. You know, I would say that we love new IPs, but that's actually not true at all. We always rehash an IP. So,
yo, didn't they do like what is it, Netflix or Disney Plus? They did like some fake Power Ranger knockoff show, or no? It was.
Oh, you're talking about the CG one that's on Netflix?
Yeah.
Or well, I know what you're talking about. That has like it's like Dino. That like
I was always talking about that.
Yeah, we were talking about that recently.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never seen it. But yeah,
the amount of disrespect.
I don't even know
crazy.
what to think about that.
My take is this, right? Because this is just like hearsay from some executive. I'm sure there's some like minimal truth to it, but I think that the reality is like, regardless on if Matt Damon is actually working on this project or not, like I don't think, like, because you know, like the wording of it is also weird because it's like they're trying to, like, they're putting the blame on Matt Damon as if Matt Damon said, "Hold up, Power Rangers." No, I don't think that's what happened at all. Like, because I was trying to explain, I was like, I would be surprised if Matt Damon knows what Power Rangers is outside of the original back in the day.
Yeah,
like I'm sure he heard about Mighty Morphin, but it's like he doesn't. That's not on his radar. You know what I mean? Like he's just like working on stuff. He's like a seasoned actor. Like, but what really, like, I think it's a lot more likely that it's just coincidence, because I feel like if Disney canceling it, I think has a lot more to do with logistics and business stuff more than just like, oh well, we have this other similar project that we can just use. Now, granted, like I wouldn't be surprised if they felt like they could, like, if there is a project that is similar that they have more creative control over, I'm sure that they feel more comfortable taking a risk on a similar project as like, hey, like, you know, we don't have people giving us handbooks of lore that we have to abide by, blah blah blah. We could just like try a new IP, and granted, like who knows if that's even gonna happen, right? Like I wouldn't be surprised if this rumored, you know, Ranger like show never happens, right? But the thing is, it's like I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case, but I also feel like Power Rangers not getting picked up is not because of that. You know what I mean? Like I think it's more like the writing on the wall situation. Like I'm not naive enough to think that like Power Rangers was invincible this whole time. You know, like as soon as we started getting like a whole bunch of like, well, and like maybes and people like, you know, creative control, a lot of just silence. Like radio silence, people just saying, well, what's the, like it was very apparent to me that people were having cold feet, and it's a diminishing returns like brand at this moment. And it's like, if you really wanted to succeed, like you might have to scale it back. So it's like the real question is like, how does Hasbro respond to this? Do they sit on the IP? Do they sell it? Do they like what happens in that regard? Because like I still think it's salvageable, but like maybe the strategy has to be revamped, you know. And I think that's the real, you know, talent part.
It really almost feels like they are getting ready to like let it go, though. Like I've been saying that for a while.
Feels like that. Yeah,
it's definitely, we're definitely at a crossroads. I would say, where do we go from here? Type of situation from Hasbro, because they've at this point. I mean, we're gonna shortly get into it in a second, but like at this point, they've tried a couple different times to do some type of reboot or series. I mean, at this point, they've owned Power Rangers for almost 10 years now, and they have almost nothing to show for it. So
trying to stay
but
positive.
Yeah, we can get into it now. We can just go straight into it. So
yeah.
I saw this on Twitter. There was a couple tweets of people talking about, like if this is like recapping the Hasbro era, because at this point it's pretty ironic and sad with what's going on with Hasbro. So I was like, you know what? In typical Power Rangers Academia fashion, we always have to go as in depth as possible.
Yeah.
And outline everything and make sure that we give you guys the ins and outs as specifically as possible.
The accuracy, yeah. Now we pride ourselves in trying to keep things accurate,
Yeah, because I saw a couple of those and I was like, man, these guys left a lot out. Like a lot more happened in this time period than they were given Hasbro credit. Like the incompetence has not all been shown in some of these timelines. And even in mine, it's not that overwhelming. I only have a couple dates and points, but it gives you a bigger picture.
It's definitely a good amount though. Like, you did a good job on this list. I'm looking at it right now.
But yeah, if I forget anything too in the comments, let me know. But from what I remember and from what I did my little research, this is like the full Hasbro era timeline here. So in May 2018, Hasbro buys Power Rangers from Saban for $522 million.
$500 million, guys.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I wonder how much it's worth now. I'm dead ass. Like, does it even come close to that number? Oh my god, yo, that John about to be like 100,000.
If they sold it right now, do you think it's worth 100 mil?
No. Unfortunately, what do they have to show for it? They haven't. They literally have not done anything.
Yeah, nah.
So,
but yeah, of course. When I'll go through everything. You guys could add stuff here and there because I'll stop to talk about a few notes that I have for each thing.
Okay.
But in August 2018, Hasbro announces the Lightning Collection.
Oh,
so that is probably, if you were to talk about the Hasbro era, I think we could all probably agree that the Lightning Collection is one of the best things to come out of the Hasbro era of Power Rangers.
Yeah,
one of them.
It has had its controversy,
it has
for sure.
issues, but yeah.
But overall, at least when I think about the Hasbro era of Power Rangers, I think that's probably the most distinct, and maybe not distinct, but like the thing that stands out the most.
Yeah,
but yeah,
it was definitely like it brought a lot of excitement.
Yeah, for sure. That's what I think about the most. Like the past 8 years,
for a while, it had that.
Yeah. But okay, so in March 2019, Beast Morphers came out, but it was in production before the acquisition from Hasbro. So like, I don't know. I know some people don't even consider Beast Morphers a Hasbro season because like I know a lot of it. I mean, I don't know. Maybe season 2. I don't know. I'm not getting to the specifics, but Beast Morphers did come out while Hasbro owned Power Rangers. But it is a fact that it was in production before they bought it from Saban. But yeah, Beast Morphers is cool. I like Beast Morphers.
It was okay. It had its moments. It was like it was a weird RPM sequel that was kind of like a plot twist in a way when you think about it. But yeah, no, it was definitely
better,
all right.
It was
it could have been worse too.
This is an army.
I was just gonna mention that, John.
I got chills. I literally got chills when you said that. Like, but the bad kind of chills, not good chills.
That was you know what? That was Jason's return.
It was.
That was his return to the franchise as an army. So there you go.
Oh yeah. Okay. So now this is when things start going sideways. 2020. That sucks. 2020, huh?
Yeah.
What a bad year. Okay, so July 2020. At the time, it was a rumor. It was a very infamous rumor. I know you guys, Illuminati, they were the people that break the rumor. This is like kind of controversial for a long time. Yeah. And they were adamant about it too. Because at that time I was watching their stuff.
Yes,
and whenever they were doing stuff, and like they're adamant about this being true. So Hasbro planning to end partnership with Toy. And it's kind of funny though, is that like technically this is never proven to 100% be true, but if you see what has happened since then, I guess it technically has proven itself to be true, but it is never technically proven to be true. But I guess like if you think about it, like after Beast Morphers was Cosmic Fury, which does still use
well, Dino Fury was first, but yeah, I get what
oh
you mean.
yeah, sorry. Yeah, Dino Fury, yeah, sorry. Dino Fury does still use toy footage, and then Cosmic Fury does technically. I mean, it uses the least. It uses just the Megazord.
The Zord
But it
fights.
does still use some. And then what came after that? What we'll get to it, but like everything else would have been original Power Rangers content that would not have used any toy footage. As like it wouldn't really make sense to. Because it would have been all original. So like once again, like I guess technically there was never a written. I tried to look up if there was like an ever official statement on this in the past years. There never was. So like technically, it's still considered a rumor, I guess. But it's
I like
think yeah. What do you guys think?
I was just gonna say, I high key cannot wait to see if you actually do get around to making like a proper graphic, because like just to see how it started and where we're at now, but at least it looks like a good graphic. Like I'd be like, damn, this is a good ass looking graphic, but damn.
What did you guys think about that? Like I remember like when it first, from what I kind of remember when this broke, I remember you were kind of like against it, Uchi. I remember you were saying like it was bullshit.
Because you know what? Because I was just like, man, where the hell is the Illuminati even getting this from? Like, I actually do remember that low key.
To be fair, they like, because they would have scoops, but they also would get a lot of like hearsay.
That's what I'm saying.
And they wouldn't be backing it up. Like they're definitely one of those that you have to be cautious about. So I do not blame you for that.
It's crazy too. Like I couldn't find the original. I don't know if their website is down.
Oh, do they even exist anymore?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Maybe the website.
Like I know the
link.
I think the guy still does things with but just like a different medium. Like maybe he just does like comic coverage or whatever. Like the main guy from Illuminati. Maybe just like some of those people, but
yeah, that original link was down. I couldn't even pull it up.
Well, that's a little sus, don't you think? But yeah, I remember. Yeah, now that you brought that up, I remember why I would call BS on that, and that was because, like, in my mind, I'm like, why would first of all, why would Hasbro do such a stupid thing? Like that's why I would say that. I'd be like, that makes no sense. They're gonna shoot the people that are feeding this brand, like with how they're doing, like how the format of Power Rangers has literally existed since the beginning of time. That's why I was just so against it. I'm like, that makes zero sense. Like, but here we are. It's like, the one thing I wanted to add back when you brought up in August of 2018 when they announced a Lightning Collection, and I realized that this is actually not even, it doesn't only just apply to the Lightning Collection, but this applies to the general overall brand of Power Rangers as a whole. The second they bought Power Rangers from Saban for $500 million, that was the true starting phase of the Power Ranger enshittification. And that's a phrase I learned because of wrestling, bro. And what enshittification means, this is literally from Google. It says it's the slow decay of digital platforms and services as they degrade in quality to maximize profits. So this is the enshittification of Power Rangers, where they're not even trying to maximize profits. They're just trying to kill the shit. Like from like
branded into the ground.
Yeah, like it really shows with Lightning Collection, because it started off great. You know, you have the entry, the point of entry was like, oh yeah, these figures are like $20 ish, but that's fine. But they're high quality, they're really good. And then like slowly over time, like with every new release and wave that they would implement, and all of the super duper collectors, all like I had a light of Mighty Morphin to kind of pad it and like hide it.
Yeah.
That's when you would see like a couple bucks increase here. And next thing you know is 25. The next thing you know is 27. Then it was like 31. And it's like, what's going on? Like, why are the prices? And like in our heads, we would justify, it's like, oh, it's another Tommy. Oh, it's another Mighty Morphin. Oh, it's another notable season, whatever. And then what really showed their ass was when they finally decided, okay, we're now going to change the box so that people can't even see what they're buying. And then remember the posts from fans revealing how their stuff came packaged in like little baggies, disassembled or just broken. Dude, this is the enshittification of Power Rangers. And because at that point, the quality was even reported to have been worse, but we were paying more than how it started. So like, yeah, crazy. And we're supposed to be positive, so whatever. I tried, but had to put it out there.
Okay, I'll move on.
Yeah.
All right. So October 2020. So this is the beginning of, it seems like, Hasbro really starting to, what's the word? Use their vision on the series, right?
Okay.
So October 2020, Jonathan Entwistle to shepherd new Power Rangers universe with E1, which is Hasbro's what's that? Their entertainment studio.
Yeah.
E1. So yeah, remember that E1.
Uh-huh.
Also, when I was doing my research on this, I guess it's a good time to bring this up. So when I was doing my research on this, I saw something that I didn't see recently. I don't know if we never talked about this too, which I thought was kind of interesting. So Jonathan, I guess I understand why I didn't see this, because so it's kind of funny. I guess like before this, I guess one funny thing too, like that I didn't mention before, with this new Disney Plus series being canceled, at least they have the balls to like officially cancel it and like give us some type of word that it got canceled. Like the whole Whistle thing, as I'll show you guys, it was going on for a very long time, and like we never knew what was going on and like when it officially even ended or what. But I think when it was kind of obvious that we didn't know what was going on was like when he started working on Karate Kid Legends, and we were like, isn't he supposed to be making a Power Rangers movie? Why is he doing this?
I still have to watch that. I forgot about that.
It's pretty good.
But yeah,
I liked it.
Yeah, I know. It's like I wanted to watch it, which reminds me, I ran into Joshua Jackson 2 days ago. I was geeked. But anyway, that's a sidebar.
That's cool. But
anyway.
I mean, this is all a sidebar. But
yeah.
So this is I didn't see this because like I think because I knew I wanted to watch it. I'm kind of weird when it comes to stuff that I want to watch. I'll like completely block anything I see. Like I'm not looking at any Karate Kid Legend stuff because I know I want to watch it, like trailers and all that. I'm not watching it. But apparently Jonathan Entwistle, a year ago, he did a Q&A on Reddit, and I guess somebody asked him details about the scrapped Power Ranger reboot for 2018, and I never saw this. And I was reading this, and I was like, "Oh shit!" Okay, so I'll just read it. He says, "From as early as 2018, I had created an entire new universe for Power Rangers, kind of a multiverse. It was very fashionable back then, haha. I wasn't doing MMPR specifically, but Tommy Oliver was the center of the world. All the mythology was surrounding him being one of the most important people in the universe, because we all know what he will become. So it will basically it was basically a time-bending huge story about stopping Draken from taking power over everything. The TV
Wow.
series had a kind of really cool King Arthur vibe that was the angle, more mythical, more mystical, magical to start us off. Jenny Klein, who was writing that show, also came up with a very, very cool idea for sentient colors. But alas, it never went anywhere, which sucks. I would have loved to have made that universe a reality. But did you guys ever hear that? I never saw
No.
that.
Yeah. Well,
You saw it? Okay.
It almost sounded like it was
remember
about to go the hexagon route.
yeah, it's
Right.
like I remember hearing about this direction, but just thinking it was just like conceptual stuff. You know, like a
Yeah,
lot of the
I've heard the
times when things are in
rumors.
development, there's these like, you know, concept stages where people are kind of throwing things at a board and seeing what sticks, and they probably were like trying to lean into this, but I always feel like that kind of, you know, they probably were meeting a lot of creative resistance there too,
Yeah,
for obvious reasons. Because I don't think that what we were hearing about was lining up with what the legacy fans wanted, much less like what the brand probably is expecting.
So
Because like they, you know, it sounds like they were just trying to turn it into something else. You know?
what I remember was like the plot details. The only ones that I really heard was the stuff about it being, like them going into the past
Yeah,
in the
I remember
90s and all that.
Yeah, I
But
remember
like, I
that
never
one
heard
too, actually.
I never heard anything about Draken being in it. And like
No.
I don't
Yeah.
But yeah, Draken, that was like a new wrinkle, but it was also just something I was like not entirely surprised to hear, just because like Draken was kind of like the
popular thing to do
the standout at the time, where it's just like
for sure.
you know, I wouldn't be surprised if some of like JDF's falling out had to do with the development of this, whether it
Mm.
was like Draken's involvement being an idea of his that didn't go through, or something that they were trying to use without involving him, because it does kind of like line up with his falling out with the brand.
Yeah.
In a way.
And
No,
then
that's-
Legends of the White Dragon was crazy.
Yeah, that was something I thought was interesting. I guess I would have. I don't know. I saw some people upset in the comments saying like, "Oh wow, that would have sucked," but I think it could have been interesting if they pulled it off.
Yeah,
I
mean,
would
like,
say.
with the right story and the right like creative behind it, it definitely has potential. But I definitely feel like it's one of those abrasive ideas where it's like you do it wrong and it just kind of
Yeah, it's just be all over
doesn't
the
feel
place.
genuine, you know.
But yeah, I mean, even the fact that he knew that much about the lore, that's pretty cool. It shows that he at least knows his stuff. But all right, whatever. So we'll keep going. That was October 2020.
Yeah, let's try to run through these because there's a lot more.
Yeah, there's a lot more. So February 2021, Dino Fury season 1 releases. I also included the time slot because this showed at Saturday at 8 a.m.
Wild.
It was only on Saturday
to watch that.
So I legit had to get up. Yeah, I had to get up early to watch this show.
Yeah.
And like it was only
Annoying.
like like some shows would, like they'll show it throughout the week. Nah, that had one time slot. Like that shit was shown at 7 o'clock for me, Central Time.
Missed it.
7 o'clock in the morning once per week.
Yeah,
it's
I was
OD.
still. It's crazy how much time has passed, because I definitely was using like DVR to record it just in case. I can't remember the last time I used DVR, honestly. Like,
Right.
like the way we consume media has changed drastically in these 5 years.
That's
Well,
true.
6 years. But anyway, continue.
Okay, yeah. So season 2, March 2022, Dino Fury season 2. Yeah, because the partnership with Nickelodeon. I guess I didn't include that, but the partnership with Nickelodeon ended at some point in between these. So it went directly to Netflix. And I don't know. I guess that is another kind of bad thing, because obviously it wasn't doing that well on Nickelodeon if they canned it from there and then went straight to Netflix. But I don't know if that was like a good thing or a bad thing. Something also I didn't include was that at some point, I forget when, but all the Power Ranger seasons were taken off Netflix around this time.
Yeah.
And then they went to
That's when
YouTube.
YouTube thing started.
Yeah, that's when that started, like around this time as well. I guess that wasn't a bad thing because, like, I actually think it's better that Power Rangers is on YouTube because it's very accessible.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But I guess at the time, people were definitely freaking out when they got taken off Netflix.
Yeah, it wasn't a good look.
But yeah. And then June 2022, so coming from the Whistle universe, Jenny Klein, which was, she signs a 2-year contract to serve as showrunner on the Power Rangers series. So this is supposed to be like with the movie. So like it was supposed to be in the same universe. Like there's going to be the movie that was still being, ran by Whistle, and then Jenny Klein had her own thing that was a separate but connected TV show. And that was back in June. And then April 2023, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Once and Always came out.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, there's a lot that went into the, that kept people fed during that time. There's a lot of behind the scenes stuff during that time, and leaks and everything. But I think it was around the time we started the channel.
Yeah, I think so.
A lot of our earlier videos. I mean, we were doing stuff before, like on Twitch, but on the actual YouTube.
Yeah.
And then September 2023, Cosmic Fury releases, the final season. As far as we know, not too much to talk about with that. I mean, obviously, it was 10 episodes, the shortest season by far.
All dropped on the same day.
Yeah, straight on Netflix. But I like Cosmic Fury. I don't know.
Yeah, Cosmic Fury was a nice idea considering it was like a last minute season, but it's like they definitely put forth the effort. You could tell that they were trying. They did their best. So happy that happened under their regime,
Yeah.
And then so in December 2023, it starts to get worse from here. Lightning Collection's last wave is released, and the line is canceled. I guess
it's crazy to think about.
Yeah, originally they said it was going to go on hiatus.
Yeah, they did say that.
I remember that being a big thing, and everybody was like, I even believed like, oh, okay, it'll just go, on hiatus for a
Take a break, let it reset.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
Yeah, I was literally about to say, like, how do we do Lightning Collection and we didn't get Jen? Like that, I think that's the most egregious omission that we have. Like, of all the missing figures, the fact that we never got Jen Scott. Like, come on, yo. Anyway.
Mills. This is, like I was saying before, this is Hasbro's entertainment studio. And like at the time, I don't know if we talked about this. I think we did, like maybe mention it. Like at the time, I didn't think much of it, but I guess like in retrospect, I guess that was a big deal, right? Like they were supposed to be the ones making this, movie and everything to go along with Jonathan Entwistle's vision. And I guess like that should have been a red flag to to know that there wasn't anything else going on with that. So yeah, that was December 2023. So and then all the way to, I guess like April 2024, Hasbro licenses worldwide toy rights to Playmates. I think this is when everybody accepted that Lightning Collection was officially dead.
Yep.
When
yep, I do remember that.
Rights. Yeah. So yeah, if the people that didn't already accept it, that's when they it was pretty clear. And then also, June 2024, Jenny Klein's Power Ranger Netflix TV series is canceled. Another thing that I think people, when this happened, people finally realized that this Whistle thing is not happening. This is dead in the water. And from what I remember too, I don't think it was like formally canceled or anything. It was just like we said before, she signed a 2-year deal, and then 2 years went by and nothing happened. So we were like, yeah, I guess this is not happening.
All right.
So November 2024, we all remember this. Hasbro auctions off 30 years of Power Rangers memorabilia. That was kind of crazy.
I forgot they did that.
Yeah.
That's insane.
It was just like bad news after
It's
bad
like,
news.
like just hearing this in sequence. This is literally the enshittification of Power Rangers, but at a completely worse scale. Like it's not even about like diminishing your service to maximize your profit. They are diminishing it. Period. That's where the sentence ends. Like why would you do that? Why would you do any of the things that happen? But go ahead, keep going. We're almost done.
I think it was kind of a cool thing for some fans because like I respect the people. I forgot about like the fans that are doing like the museum. I don't even know if that even got off the ground or whatever. They tried to buy a lot of it for that, so that's cool for that. But once again, why couldn't Hasbro just do that? Like make a Power Ranger museum with all that stuff. But I guess that would have required
care,
yeah,
love, passion, all that.
Yeah, kind of crazy that I've never heard of anything like that. So that was kind of crazy at the time.
Yeah, for sure.
And then like a whole year goes by. Yeah, that's crazy. The last news we had was June 2024, and then going all the way to December 2025. There was some rumors beforehand of it, but I remember the first like official like word on this being real was in December 2025 when Jonathan E. Steinberg and Dan Schatz like announced that they were actually the showrunners for this Disney Plus Power Rangers television series. And now, August 2026, the series is announced to have been canceled. So yeah, the Hasbro era of Power Rangers.
Give it up, everybody. What a time. What a time to be a Power Ranger fan. Well,
yeah,
I mean,
it's been rough.
And it's like, and it's weird because like the news happens and like my immediate reaction was like kind of shocked, but then like almost right after was like, well, I guess, you could see the writing on the wall, right? Like we kind of knew that it wasn't good. Like it didn't look promising, so to speak. But I think the weirdest part about this whole Hasbro era is just like it just felt like a lot of empty promises, and we did see a little bit of hope, like the end of the TV show, or like at least what they did with Dino Fury, Cosmic Fury, the Lightning Collection and stuff. There was a hint of like adoration for the franchise, and I don't know if it's because the Lightning Collection started doing badly once they started like selling characters that people weren't aware of or didn't care about the way that they expected, or maybe the show didn't take on with kids the way that they expected. But like once they just decided that they didn't care anymore, it became very apparent that things were just gonna kind of go the way of the dodo bird. And like the playmate situation, as we talked about earlier, it's just kind of like messy. But really I feel like the biggest problem that we all kind of like talked about before is like Power Rangers has this issue with its fan base where a lot of us who are older and still care, we're like this like really minor part of it, but also we know what worked and what got us into the franchise, and I think that that's why we care, right? And I think that part of it is because like there is an element, and I feel like this kind of relates to a lot of the shows of our era, where the shows didn't always talk down to us. Like Power Rangers definitely like started out very, very much like, do your homework, be respectful, blah blah blah, like
pick
trying
up
to be
the trash,
good
throw it away,
right?
environmentalist type.
But it was
like,
more the way, the way they
like,
did it.
Yeah, and but like once Power Rangers decided they wanted to tell a story, they told that story. But they also they also didn't like they let their creativity be the paramount, and that's what really made it work. Like they had to be creative under confines, but they trusted us with story arcs. They trusted us with fight scenes. They trusted us with, drama and, stuff that I feel like they started really pulling back on after the Disney era ended, where it's like they kind of started to rely too much on um flash and nostalgia. And then the Hasbro era is kind of like the culmination of that, where it's like I feel like the vast majority of the Hasbro era was really just trying to nostalgia bait as much as possible. And they, like they did go for, like, they had some very admirable things in Dino Fury and whatnot, but like you're not going to grow the franchise in this era by doing that. And then to try to do it in a high budget is that's a tall ask. It's like you need to find a way to do Power Rangers at a reasonable budget, but also just like tell a story that people like, or like, again, like hire martial artists to do your fight scenes. Like I legitimately think if you're gonna do like the live action Power Rangers again, you just gotta lean into the martial arts. Like, screw the lore, do the martial arts right. Because like I swear to God, like, and maybe it's just me, but I feel like a lot of us really got into Power Rangers because it was cool watching these fight scenes.
Yeah,
that 100%. Sure. That was definitely a part of it.
Yeah, and again, like the martial arts leads into the lesson of the day, which is like, only fight when you feel like like you have to defend yourself. You should never start the fight. Blah blah blah. Like that. That's core identity stuff. But like, it's just one of those simple things that it's like you have to figure out what kids like. Kids do like that stuff, but I guess kids also are, I don't know too many kids, so it's like I can't go in the kid's head and be like, hey, like, what do you like martial arts, or do you just like watch streams? Because again, like maybe you have to figure out a different way to reach them. Like what do kids aspire to? But then you get in that cringy, because I don't think watching a bunch of Power Rangers that want to be streamers is going to help. Well, and that's kind of what they were doing in the Disney era. I mean, not Disney.
No, but I think you're right though, just because it's like I see what you're saying, but for Power Rangers, the fighting is a core part of its identity, and that's like taking away fighting from Ninja Turtles. And there's so many different versions and variations of the Turtles all throughout time, and they still appeal to both adult fans and kids now. And that's like, a part of it. It's the things that they adapt into it to make it feel like it's modernized. That's really all they would have to do. It's like, you could still do Mighty Morphin if that's really what you need to do to really put eyes on it. But honestly, if you take that away, all you need is characters that can relate to what people are going through nowadays. It's like, we're not in the juice bar anymore in the 90s, and we're not doing none of that stuff. Like, they tried to implement some of that even in like Dino Fury and Beast Morphers too. They had like a juice bar setting and all that kind of stuff because they were trying to pick up on nostalgic beats, but forgetting that none of the modern fans would ever understand any of that. Like, it's not gonna mean shit to them because they didn't grow up with our version of Power Rangers. So it's like a lot of the things nowadays, they it's almost like you could say like they're identity-less because they're trying so hard to still be us, but it's not for us. But like, it doesn't make sense. It's like you're invited to the club, but you can't get in. No, that doesn't make any sense at all. But that is Hasbro and Power Rangers and how they've handled it like this entire time. So yeah, taking the fighting out, like, I'm sure I can with confidence, and I don't have kids of my own, but like I got friends and family with kids, and like my one boy that I've been best friends with since we were literally in pre-K together, like he has 2 kids now, and one of them, his oldest, is a son. He's a son, and just the other day I was texting him, And I was asking like, yo, what's your son into? And he's like, oh, Spider-Man, Power Rangers, like he loves all that stuff. And I'm just like, oh, dope. So he likes what we grew up with. The only difference is I
Yeah.
never stopped liking it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
yeah. So I think taking fighting out is not the issue. There's a lack of direction because they're too stuck with the past because that's what worked. It's like, yo, it's like you're gonna understand this with wrestling. It's like what happens when when it's like, oh, they don't know what to do. Oh, here comes if you smell the Rock comes back when all his movies fail. You know what I'm saying? Because he goes back to his own well. But like Paul Heyman said it best. He's like, if I was to do ECW nowadays, I would not have any of the old guys. And guess what? Like people might be like, oh, like, but it's not the same. And he's like, and that's the point. It can't be the same. You have to change and make it fit with like the current times. So I don't know. It like I'm not trying to add another half hour to this damn video because I'm done.
All right. So we can I guess we can close out with a quick question. We don't have to make this long. Where does Hasbro go from here?
For
It can be quick.
yeah, like what were you gonna say, Uchi?
No, I was saying you could take it. Go ahead. Like you can answer
like,
first.
For me, like I legitimately think they need to scale back, right? Like scale back. They need to examine things that have worked, and they just need to like execute like a concise vision. You know, if we look at like I don't know how Hasbro feels about the Boom comics currently. I know that they are still allowing Boom to do comics, but as we've talked about, like, and I mainly bring up Boom comics because like the Boom comics in that timeline that we described, the Boom comics.
I didn't include, sorry, not to interrupt, but I didn't include Boom because like it was going on before Hasbro,
right? 2016,
and like and like technically it like ended during Hasbro's reign, but I'm not going to blame Hasbro for that. I think it just ended because it ended.
But
and it's still going on now. But
exactly. But like I bring it up just because like during that period of time, like the Boom comics were clearly the standout of quality in the Power Rangers franchise, right? Where it's like Boom,
for sure.
Like the stories that shoot, I don't know why I'm drawing a blank on. Kyle
Higgins.
Kyle Higgins. Like I wanted to say Kyle Rayner because Green Lantern's been on the mind because of the show. So yeah, Kyle Higgins and Ryan Parrott. Like the world that they built was so amazing. Which again, another thing we got to do. We got to get you on Radiant Black.
Radiant Black. I know.
And Rogue Sun. Shout out to Kyle Higgins and
Ryan Parrott.
Ryan Parrott.
Their massive verse.
Yes, the massive. That's the hope, honestly. But anyway, we'll get to that another day. But the thing you have to look at how the comics were received, right? But then also look at what's going on right now, where right now we have a Mighty Morphin rehash that is a rehash of a rehash of a rehash, essentially, that has horrible art and no soul. And like no pun intended, then you have this like Green Ranger short that also has horrible art. The story might be fine because Paul, I think one of the guy who wrote the Psychopath, which I enjoyed. I know some people hated Psychopath, but
that was good. I liked it too. Yeah,
I think that guy wrote the Green Ranger story.
Okay,
which is
the
why the new one,
or
is writing it, and that's the only thing that was like, maybe I'll buy this, but I keep looking at the art and I'm like, I can't. Like the art is just really, really bad. But Unlimited issue 1 was good. I still have to read issue 2. But like I feel like them looking at what worked in the comics, what people responded to could help. I still strongly feel like animation is probably the savior. I feel like a lot of people are unanimously at that point. where it's just like, yo, if you're gonna do Power Rangers, do animated. You could bring back the classic voices. You could bring in new people. You could draw Jason. You could draw everybody how they want to, how they need to look, and you don't have to take creative liberties. You could just like have this animated universe where nobody gets older and everybody's there, and you could do multiversal shenanigans, and you don't have to worry about getting the rights to or getting Danny Slavin to sign on. You could just draw him, and get someone to play him and play his voice. I just pick him for. I just literally just thought of a random Ranger. So no, I'm not trying to slight anybody, but I'm just like picking a random name. But like, it's one of those things where I feel like animation's probably the savior, and I feel like Hasbro has it in them to do it because they did, a bunch of Transformers cartoons.
Yeah. There's also good
with great quality. Like, well, the last one I watched was Transformers Prime, but I know that I think that there's one that's running that people were responding well to, but I haven't watched it. I think it's called like Earth. Is it Earth Spark, or I don't know what it is. I don't know. There's some Transformers thing out that people are okay with, but and then we had the movie that was also great that unfortunately didn't do too well, but still the quality is good. It's like I would take a failed movie with good quality than no movie, than nothing, but yeah, I feel like animation's the key, but it's got its own loopholes. Even if they want to go CG animated, I don't know. Like I could see, I'd still rather them do that than have like a shoddy looking live action show, and just try to like focus on that. And also just like you gotta get the kids back somehow. You have to have some like campaign with like not charities, but just like with outreach. Like you have to reach the kids in a way that promotes like that physical, like the physical aspect of it. Like I do think there is a value in sharing the ideas of what martial arts is supposed to be with children, and not just like the fighting part, but the mindset, the discipline.
Yeah.
Like that part of it goes a long way, especially in this current era. And I think that that's like an untapped thing that people are kind of afraid of because they don't want parents yelling at people for teaching their kids how to fight. But I think that, you have to approach it from the thing of, hey, like martial arts is about
self-defense.
It's about discipline. It's about teamwork. It's about all those things that Mighty Morphin taught us.
Yeah,
is literally what it's about. But it's just like that's the message that a lot of people don't or didn't understand. It's like they just saw the fight and that, which is great, but you have to get back to that core idea, because that's what made those characters, that's what made those scenarios, that's what made you like root for certain people, and like what makes it satisfying to see someone like Billy go from someone who can't defend himself to like a prominent fighter. You know what I mean? Someone like Adam who gains confidence over the course of a series, like someone like Tommy who goes from like an unsure new kid to a leader. Like it is all those values need to be like at the forefront. And I feel like when you look at the Neo Saban / Hasbro era of Power Rangers, and like Disney era kind of got away from it because Disney era was a lot more like trying to tell you a serialized story.
Yeah.
But what made Power Rangers click when it first came out was that, and then dinosaurs, because dinosaurs in the 90s is like home run, like right around Jurassic Park time. Like,
Jurassic Park,
and kids still love dinosaurs. That's the thing. It's like kids still love dinosaurs.
Yes, they do.
Like, so you're not gonna lose there.
Yeah.
So while you were spitting freaking facts, because
that was beautiful.
Because that's exactly what I was going ahead and actually looking at what is going on with these comic books right now, because we have the Power Rangers Unlimited, and then we have the Power Rangers Green. I thought that was a third one, or did that end already?
No. Yeah, well, I think it's Mighty Morphin, Green, and Unlimited. Those are the three. But Green is a limited series.
So
and
there
Mighty
is
Morphin and Unlimited are the two that are running concurrent.
okay. So Mighty Morphin is still going
Yeah,
on then.
but the Mighty Morphin one
The
that's
new one,
running is, it's like the story is essentially the same story as the one that Amy
The
Jo
Return.
wrote, The Return, but worse.
Okay. So all right. So the only
That's basically what-
the only reason why I'm looking is because I am going to. Oh, here it is. I see it now. It blended in with everything else. I am starting next video. We're covering this shit. Okay, that's like
Okay.
we have to for our own education and for our own audience, because I don't even know if any of the folks that are watching us like time to time whenever we have like uploads and stuff, if they even read them. And so it's like I feel like it is important. Like I keep saying, it is our responsibility, because it is also our great power. That's like we're trying to like spread the good word. And like if we're not critical, because like you already dove in and like you were the sheep in all of this. You literally wasted your money on what you paid for and was literally giving us active updates, being like, bro, I don't know if I could do this, right? Like I can't have you take that burden alone anymore. So like that is what we're gonna have to do now. We are gonna just join JD on this quest of just getting through these issues, because look, right now, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers #1 started in June 3rd. Okay, so we're like a couple months behind, but that's okay, because this is only looking like it is 5 issues and it's ending in October. So as it stands, by next week, there will only be 3 issues of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a way to get access to these books and read what's currently out for Green and Unlimited. And we will start piecing together, like that is what I will do, because like I am someone that I need to, like, it's one thing where it's like you hear what people say about certain things, but then it's another when you experience it for yourself, so that way you can formulate your own thoughts.
Yeah.
I feel like that is important.
I'm very big on that.
Yeah, I'm very big on that too. So that's why I have to do this, because like it's what's currently going on. And guess what? Even though
Going on.
yeah, even though the artwork is very rough, it's like, you know, have to admit, it's like the artwork for this main line is very, very rough. I'm going to, like I have with everything else, give it a fair shake and a fair chance.
It's definitely worth a try, because it can get better. Like
exactly.
I read 1 issue, so it's like it could just be a weird first issue, but
yeah. So it's like, so okay, but yeah. So I just wanted to put that out there. And so the answer to Tech's question, like, what do they do to wrap this up? They need to just get rid of it. Hasbro needs to sell, straight up. They need to sell, and here's the reason why. Tech literally just went down 8 years worth of proof of the lack of concept, I like to call it, okay? Proof of the lack of concept. Because the thing that they proved is that, wow, they really just wasted $500 million to essentially do a whole lot of nothing. Ultimately, like it's like, you know what it is when you really look at it, like from the top to bottom, it's almost as if like they wanted or they expected Lightning Collection to do so well that they wanted it to exceed their expectations, which was probably already high. And because maybe they didn't do that good internally speaking, that's when they were just like, you know what? We're just gonna let this thing ride out on its own, and they are actually letting it ride out, and like doing things like ending the partnership with Toei, and then like bringing people on to basically blue ball us into thinking we're gonna get like a new movie or a new TV series, and then like moving the show from normal television to Netflix. It seemed like, okay, that could be a good thing, but then they did nothing with it. Like they just ended it right then and there. They didn't capitalize off of that. Then it's like once and always happened. Cool. It happened, and then and then you forget about it. You know, like there's it's now it's to the point where it's like they are licensing out to third party because they don't even want to do the toys anymore. At this point, they need to sell. They need to get rid of it because it is in the wrong hands. I don't even know. What I'm saying also is I don't need Saban to just buy it back. Like I was joking earlier, but like I'm not saying I need him to do it. I just need Power Rangers to be in the hands of a company that actually cares about what they have access to and to really let it bloom how it should. Like, I don't know. Does that mean IDW needs to get it? Does that mean Disney needs to get it? Like, because like, if I'm being honest, it's like I'm looking through, like I have a literal picture proof of all of the Power Ranger comics, just the comics alone, and just to see how colorful and how alive it feels. And guess what? They had crossovers. You want to know some of the crossovers, guys? Power Rangers was teaming up with freaking Godzilla. They was doing crossovers with the Justice League. They were doing several crossovers with
I still have to read the third one. I forgot.
Same here.
I feel so bad because I'm like, yo, it was probably great because Ryan Parrott wrote it, I think.
Yeah, it was so good. They called him back 3 times, bro. Like, it's like, and guess what? Out of all the things that I just named where they did team ups and all that kind of stuff, you want to know the one team up that I've been waiting for them to do? Power Rangers and the X-Men. Marvel, please make it happen, because honestly, I feel like Marvel would be able to afford the Power Rangers brand straight off, and with cash.
It would basically be like a return to where they almost ended up in the first place. Well, not return, but like them finally ending up where they were going to be.
Yes, because it coincided. Like literally during the 90s, back in the day, they was on the same channel, and the songs were written by the same guy. Like. You can't even make this up. Like, they even had a Power Ranger parody in an X-Men episode. I remember this.
Power Rangers and X-Men definitely were, like, for me, well, and Spider-Man, like, they were all very, like, closely tied together in my brain.
100%.
How, like, they were marketed very aggressively on the same channel.
Yes. Yes.
Time. Like, they were peaking at the same time as well, which is, like...
Yeah, for sure.
So it was, like, for me as a kid, it was, like, Spider-Man, X-Men, Power Rangers,
dude,
Fox Kids. Like,
I'm saying, bro, like Hasbro needs to let it go, because it seems like they've already cut their losses just looking at this timetable. It's like it's been 8 years. Do not hold on to this for another 2 just so that you can say you owned Power Rangers for a triumphant 10 years, a decade long. No. Hasbro, you ruined one of the things that I love the most. Out of all the things that, like, I'm surrounded by the stuff that I love. Like, legit. This room, I don't have everything out, but I have a lot of the things that I love. Power Rangers is one of those things. And you took 8 years to prove how unworthy you guys really are. Like, I don't care if you're making Marvel toys and all these other freaking figures and Transformers. Go ahead. Keep doing them. But you gotta, it needs to end. Like, just cut it out completely, because you've held it back so many years that now it's like there is no return, because they have proven that they're not even interested in doing that. They literally shot the one YouTube channel that was contracted to be a part of their Playmates toy campaign. They shot the Ninja Kids in the foot. Does that make sense? Imagine if I hired you to do a job and I said no. Imagine if I did that. Imagine. That doesn't make, it's like they have money and just time to just waste. And I'm over it. I seriously am. I was not planning on ranting, by the way. I really wasn't. It just came out. They need to let it go. They seriously need to sell it to whoever is willing to buy it. And in my dream scenario would definitely be Marvel. I would love for Marvel to buy it.
Yeah.
Just so that it's like, and listen, I'm not saying, oh, like I want you know, the Power Rangers start teaming up with. No, I would love that, of course, but it's like I would just appreciate them having access to more heroes to just add to their overall catalog of heroes that people already know and love, and like, you know, like the potential would be raised up so much higher if they had it under a company like Marvel. But there's others that I'm sure would really be, you know, passionate enough. And like, imagine if whoever owns the brand again, they're smart enough to be like, okay, well, we need to get people on board that really know Power Rangers. And then here comes Kyle Higgins again. Here comes Ryan Parrott again. You know, here comes my boy Dan Mora for the artwork again. It's like, and it's like they wouldn't even waste time. I feel like things will be moving. Like, we'd get more games again. We'd get an animated series, I'm sure, especially with them already putting it out there that it's like, well, yeah, we want to do more animated shows because look at the success of X-Men 97. It's like, they're not stupid. They're a company that knows how to make money. And I want them to make that money with the quality that I know they would bring to the table, bro. Like, come on. Like, whatever. That's it. I'm done. Tech, you can say whatever you want. You could close us out. I am completely done, bro. I'm done. Freaking 2 hours.
I think we all kind of come to kind of the same conclusion. I feel like for the future, there's only 2 avenues. One, like, getting rid of it, or 2, going with some type of animated series, something like that. Because unfortunately, it looks like the live action is just not happening anymore right now, especially after 2 failed attempts. 3 failed. I mean, shit, if you even want to count the 2017 movie into it as well, you can go that we want to go back that far. Like, that's why they're scared to do another one, because of that. But
which ironically, I feel like has the blueprint for what is important in the reboot. Like, obviously, it made a lot of mistakes, but like, it had enough heart to where I feel like the vast majority of the fandom feels positively about it, because like the character interaction and the story was well done. You know, it's just like the Power Ranger part was kind of underwhelming, but
yeah, we can close out. We've been here.
Yeah,
for
we've
a minute,
talked about it ad nauseum. I'm sure. Video.
Well, yeah. All right.
Yeah, guys. So you know what? Like I said, that's it. Y'all got us for longer than expected, but that's usually what happens around these parts. So
no, it was a good discussion as always, though.
Yeah, good chats as always. Let us know.
You're not getting this anywhere else.
No, you're not. You're not. Like, I feel like, to be fair, I feel like a lot of other channels might be like very like apologetic and like way too, what's the word? Like unnecessarily like optimistic, when it's like, bro, we just laid out 8 years worth of shit of just poor decisions and just like, oh my God, I'm not going to go over it again. Anyways, the next time we're on, we are going to officially start talking about these damn comics. All right. Because that's literally the only thing that is going on right now outside of drama and Ninja Kids. And I'm sorry, but
if you didn't say it, I was about to.
yeah. Tech had that shit ready. Yeah, no. So we will be discussing the Power Ranger comics the next time we're on, and we actually might start doing more fun things, because like I started this episode, I was really going into this like, we have to be positive, and the only way to do that is we have to remind ourselves why we love this brand. So we're gonna do fun stuff. Once again, the tier lists are coming back, and much more. So
the comics, like getting back into Sentai, like it's gonna happen gradually. There's still stuff.
There's still things to look forward to, at least here. All right, because in this space, we love Power Rangers, and we have obviously believed that it deserves way better. So if you have not already, like this video, subscribe, hit the bell, hype hype the video because they have a hype thing now if you're on mobile. I don't know if you guys knew that. It's weird. It's random. But yeah, just and leave your comments, your thoughts, all of that. Any suggestions for the channel, let us know. And as always, may the power protect you. Keep it locked, loaded right here on Power Rangers Academia. Love what you love. Gang, gang.